It's Monday morning, the start of a new week, a fresh beginning, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. But for many of us, Monday morning feels more like a burden than a blessing. The weekend is over, the fun is done, and now it's time to face the music. The music of deadlines, responsibilities, and all those things we've been putting off. The alarm blares, a shrill, insistent sound that pierces through the fog of sleep. It's a rude awakening, a jarring reminder that the day has begun, whether you're ready or not. It's the sound of obligation, the call to duty, the signal that it's time to get up and face the day. But your body resists, your mind protests, and your heart just wants to stay in bed. You hit snooze, that sweet, seductive button that promises just a few more minutes of blissful oblivion. It's a temporary reprieve, a brief escape from the harsh reality of the day ahead. But those few minutes are a dangerous illusion, a slippery slope that leads to more procrastination and less productivity. Each time you hit snooze, you're reinforcing the habit of avoidance, training your brain to delay and postpone. You know you have things to do, important things, things that matter, things that will move you closer to your goals, things that will make you feel good about yourself. But right now, they just feel overwhelming, daunting, and frankly, unappealing. The weight of responsibility presses down on you, making it hard to breathe, hard to move, hard to even think. A project looming large and intimidating, filled with complex tasks and endless details. It's a mountain to climb, a marathon to run, a challenge that seems almost insurmountable. You know you need to start, but the thought of diving in is paralyzing. The sheer scope of the project overwhelms you, making you want to retreat back into the safety of your comfort zone, a workout that you promised yourself you'd do to stay healthy, to feel strong, to look good. But the couch is so comfortable, the TV is so tempting, and the gym seems so far away. The thought of sweating, straining, and pushing yourself physically is just too much to bear. You tell yourself you'll go tomorrow or maybe the day after, but deep down, you know you're just making excuses. A tough conversation, one you've been dreading, one you know you need to have, but one that fills you with anxiety and fear. It could be with a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even your boss. The thought of confronting them, of expressing your feelings, of potentially facing conflict is terrifying. You rehearse the conversation in your head, imagining all the worst-case scenarios, and your heart pounds in your chest. But you just don't like it. You don't like the feeling of being overwhelmed, of being challenged, of being uncomfortable. You crave ease, you crave relaxation, you crave the familiar comfort of your routine. You want to stay in your bubble, to avoid anything that might disrupt your peace of mind. So you wait, hoping that somehow, magically, the motivation will appear. You tell yourself that you'll start when you feel like it, when the time is right, when the stars align. But the truth is, you're just procrastinating, delaying the inevitable, and making things worse for yourself in the long run. The more you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Scrolling your phone, endlessly refreshing your feed, seeking a distraction from the things you know you should be doing. You get lost in the world of social media, comparing yourself to others, envying their seemingly perfect lives and feeling even worse about your own. It's a vicious cycle, a self-destructive habit that only reinforces your feelings of inadequacy and helplessness. Hoping motivation will magically appear, like some kind of divine intervention, a sudden burst of energy and enthusiasm that will propel you into action. You imagine yourself feeling inspired, energized, and ready to tackle anything. But the reality is, motivation rarely comes uninvited. It's not something that you can passively wait for, it's something you have to actively create. Here's the trap, the insidious, deceptive trap that keeps so many of us stuck in a cycle of procrastination and inaction. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of how motivation actually works. It's a belief that we need to feel motivated before we can take action. We think motivation comes first, that we need to wait for the feeling to strike before we can start working on that project, hitting the gym, or having that difficult conversation. We believe that motivation is the spark that ignites the flame of action, but it doesn't. That's the illusion, the lie that our brains tell us to keep us safe and comfortable. It's a backwards way of thinking that prevents us from achieving our goals and living our best lives. Motivation isn't a cause, it's not the starting point. It's not the thing that initiates action. It's not the fuel that drives us forward from the very beginning. It's a result. It's the byproduct of action, the reward we receive for overcoming our inertia and taking the first step. It's the feeling of accomplishment, the sense of progress, the surge of energy that comes from actually doing something. Waiting for it, waiting for motivation to magically appear before you even begin, is like waiting for lights to turn on by themselves. It's passive, it's futile, and it's ultimately a waste of time. You're sitting in the dark, hoping for illumination, when all you need to do is reach out and flip the switch. Your brain wants comfort, it's wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. It's a survival mechanism, designed to keep you safe and secure, not challenge. Challenge represents uncertainty, risk, and the potential for failure. Your brain perceives it as a threat and will do everything it can to steer you away from it. That's why you stay stuck, trapped in a cycle of familiar habits and comfortable routines. You're not necessarily unhappy, but you're not growing, you're not evolving, and you're not reaching your full potential, even when you want to change. Even when you consciously desire something different, something better, your brain will still resist, clinging to the safety and predictability of the status quo. Feelings aren't reliable guides, they're fickle, they're fleeting, and they're often based on irrational fears and limiting beliefs. They're influenced by your mood, your environment, and your past experiences. They'll always vote for easy. They'll always steer you towards the path of least resistance, the option that requires the least effort and the least discomfort. They'll tell you to stay in bed, to scroll your phone, to avoid the things that scare you. If you listen to them, if you let your feelings dictate your actions, you'll be forever stuck in a cycle of procrastination and regret. You'll be constantly waiting for the right moment, the perfect feeling, which will never come. You'll never start. You'll never take that first step. You'll never overcome your inertia, and you'll never experience the joy of accomplishment. You'll be forever waiting on the sidelines, watching others achieve their dreams while you remain stuck in your comfort zone. Action comes first. It's the catalyst, the spark that ignites the flame of motivation. It's the key to unlocking your potential and breaking free from the cycle of procrastination. Motivation follows. It's the reward you receive for taking action, for pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, for overcoming your fears and doubts. It's the feeling of accomplishment, the sense of progress, the surge of energy that comes from actually doing something. Ever forced yourself to the gym even when you really didn't feel like it? Dragged yourself out of bed, put on your workout clothes and trudged to the gym with a heavy heart, and felt better after a few minutes? Felt your energy levels rise, your mood improve, and your motivation soar? That's the power of action. That's the proof that motivation follows, not precedes action. That's the secret. The simple yet profound secret to overcoming procrastination and achieving your goals. It's the understanding that you don't need to feel motivated to start. You just need to start to feel motivated. You generate motivation by moving, by taking action, by doing something, anything, that moves you closer to your goal. It doesn't have to be a big action, it can be a small one. Just something to break the inertia and get the ball rolling. Starting triggers a chemical reaction in your brain. A cascade of neurotransmitters that boost your mood, increase your energy, and enhance your focus. It's like a domino effect, where one small action leads to another and another until you're fully engaged and immersed in the task at hand. The very feeling you were waiting for. The feeling of motivation, the feeling of inspiration, the feeling of being in the zone. It's the feeling that you thought you needed to start, but that you actually created by starting. Flip the switch, take control of your actions and therefore, your motivation. Don't wait for motivation. It's a passive approach that will leave you stuck and unfulfilled. Create it. Take action, even when you don't feel like it. And watch as motivation follows. It's the key to unlocking your potential, achieving your goals, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. We've all been there, haven't we? Staring down a challenge, a task, or even just a simple decision, and feeling that familiar wave of resistance wash over us. It's that moment when your brain, that incredible organ designed to protect you, suddenly throws up a wall. It screams, "No, don't do it, it's too hard, too risky, too uncomfortable." But what if you had a secret weapon, a simple yet powerful tool to bypass that resistance and propel yourself into action? How do you act when your brain screams no? The answer is surprisingly simple yet profoundly effective. It's a technique that can be used in any situation, big or small, whenever you find yourself stuck in the quicksand of hesitation. It's a way to override your brain's default setting of avoidance and tap into your inner reservoir of courage and determination. It's called the 5-second rule. The core of this rule lies in understanding the critical window of opportunity that exists between the moment you have an impulse to act and the moment your brain starts to sabotage it. The moment you want to act, you need to interrupt the pattern of hesitation. You need to seize control before your doubts and fears take over, and the way to do that is to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then move. Don't think, don't analyze, just move. Launch yourself into action before your brain has a chance to talk you out of it. It sounds almost too simple to be true, doesn't it? But the power of this technique lies in its ability to interrupt the habitual patterns of thought that keep you stuck. This simple ritual, this countdown and launch, interrupts hesitation, that insidious force that keeps you from pursuing your goals and dreams. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain, giving you a clean slate to act from a place of intention rather than fear, and puts you in control. It reminds you that you are the master of your own mind, the captain of your own ship. You have the power to choose your actions, regardless of what your fears may be telling you. Counting backward forces your brain to focus. It's a deliberate act of cognitive engagement. It pulls you out of the swirling vortex of anxieties and worries and anchors you in the present moment, shifting you from overthinking, from endlessly analyzing and second-guessing yourself, to action. It's a simple yet powerful way to break free from the paralysis of analysis and start moving forward. You have 5 seconds, that's all it takes. Before your mind talks you out of it. Before the excuses, the justifications, and the what-ifs flood your consciousness and convince you to stay put. By moving, by physically initiating the action, you prove you're in charge. You reclaim your power and assert your will over your fears, not your fears. You demonstrate to yourself that you are capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals, even when you feel afraid. Let me give you an example. Take Sarah. She wanted to start a baking business. It was her passion, her dream. She envisioned creating delicious treats and sharing them with her community, but was paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. She kept putting it off day after day, week after week, month after month. One day she learned about the 5-second rule. She decided to give it a try. She used the rule, counted down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, opened her laptop and started researching recipes, and broke the cycle. That small act of defiance, that simple countdown, was enough to break the chains of fear and set her on a new path. A year later, after countless hours of baking, experimenting, and learning, she had a thriving market stall. Her baked goods were a hit, and she was finally living her dream. Now your turn. It's time to put this rule into action and start taking control of your own life. Think of one thing, just one small thing, you've been putting off. That task you've been dreading, that project you've been avoiding, that conversation you've been delaying. Ready? Are you willing to take the leap and break free from the cycle of procrastination? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Don't hesitate, don't think, just go. Do it now. Take that first step, make that phone call, send that email. Don't overthink. Don't get caught up in the details or the potential obstacles, just move. Get your body in motion and your mind will follow. That jolt of energy, that surge of excitement, that's you taking control. That's you reclaiming your power and stepping into your potential. For more insights, practical tips, check out the 5-Second Rulebook, a comprehensive guide to overcoming hesitation and achieving your goals. Stories and science packed with real-life examples and scientific evidence to support the effectiveness of this simple yet powerful technique. To help you stop waiting, stop procrastinating, and stop letting fear hold you back. And start living. Start pursuing your dreams. Start taking risks. Start making a difference in the world. Start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it will never come. Don't wait. The time to act is now. Embrace the power of the 5-second rule and unlock your full potential. We've all been there, haven't we? That moment when the alarm clock blares and the cozy comfort of your bed wages war against your ambitions for the day. The snooze button becomes your temporary best friend, promising just 5 more minutes of blissful escape. But those 5 minutes often turn into 10, then 15, and before you know it, half the morning has vanished. It's a familiar battle, this struggle to overcome inertia and kickstart your day. Remember the 5-second rule? That simple yet powerful technique to jolt yourself into action? It's about interrupting the cycle of overthinking and hesitation. It's about counting down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then launching yourself out of bed before your brain has a chance to conjure up 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't. It's a mental trick, a way to bypass the resistance and tap into your inner drive. Use the 5-second rule to get moving. Did you manage to conquer that initial resistance and propel yourself into the day? If so, congratulations, you've successfully overcome the first hurdle. You've proven to yourself that you have the power to take control and initiate action. But what happens when the task ahead feels monumental? When the sheer size of your goal looms over you like an insurmountable mountain? What if your goal feels overwhelming? It's easy to feel paralyzed, to get bogged down in the details and lose sight of the starting point. We've all experienced that feeling of being overwhelmed, whether it's staring at a blank document, facing a mountain of paperwork, or contemplating a complex project. The sheer magnitude of the task can be enough to trigger procrastination, leading us to seek refuge in less demanding activities. It's a natural response, a way to avoid the discomfort and anxiety associated with tackling something that feels too big, too complicated, or too challenging. The key is to break free from this cycle of overwhelm and find a way to make your goals feel more manageable, more approachable, and ultimately, more achievable. So, how do we tackle these seemingly insurmountable tasks? How do we transform overwhelming goals into bite-sized pieces that we can actually digest and act upon? Enter the 2-minute rule, a deceptively simple yet incredibly effective strategy for overcoming procrastination and building momentum. This rule is your secret weapon against feeling overwhelmed. It's a way to trick your brain into getting started, to bypass the resistance and tap into your natural inclination to complete tasks. The 2-minute rule is based on the principle that almost any goal can be broken down into a smaller, more manageable task that can be completed in 2 minutes or less. It's about focusing on the initial step, the first action, the tiny commitment that gets you moving in the right direction. The core idea is to shrink any goal, no matter how ambitious or daunting it may seem, into a micro-task that requires minimal effort and time. This act of shrinking transforms the goal from something intimidating into something easily achievable. By focusing on these small 2-minute actions, you eliminate the feeling of overwhelm and create a sense of immediate accomplishment. This sense of accomplishment, however small, provides a boost of motivation and makes it easier to continue moving forward. The beauty of the 2-minute rule lies in its simplicity. It's about reducing the barrier to entry, making it so easy to start that you can't possibly say no. It's about transforming your goals to something you can do in under 2 minutes. Think of it as a gateway drug to productivity. Once you've completed that initial 2-minute task, you're much more likely to continue working on the larger goal. The momentum you've built will carry you forward, making it easier to overcome resistance and stay focused. For example, let's say you have a burning desire to write a book, a novel that's been brewing in your mind for years. The thought of writing hundreds of pages can be paralyzing. The sheer scope of the project can feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination and self-doubt. Don't aim to write a book right away. The idea of crafting an entire book with its intricate plot lines, complex characters, and endless revisions can feel like an insurmountable task. It's easy to get lost in the details, to become overwhelmed by the sheer volume of work required. This feeling of overwhelm can lead to procrastination as you find yourself avoiding the task altogether. Instead, apply the 2-minute rule. Forget about the entire book for now. Just write one sentence. That's it. One single sentence. It's a task so small, so manageable that it's almost impossible to resist. That single sentence can be anything: a description of a character, a snippet of dialogue, or a brief outline of a scene. The point is to get started, to break the inertia, and begin the process of writing. Once you've written that first sentence, you'll likely find it easier to write another, and another, until you've built up a paragraph, a page, and eventually a chapter. Or perhaps you dream of running a marathon, of pushing your physical and mental limits to conquer the 26.2-mile distance. But the thought of training for months, of enduring grueling workouts and pushing through pain, can be daunting. Don't plan a marathon right away. The prospect of running a marathon can be intimidating, especially if you're not already a seasoned runner. The training requires a significant commitment of time and energy, and the race itself is a test of endurance and mental fortitude. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer scale of the challenge, leading to procrastination and a reluctance to even begin. Instead of focusing on the marathon itself, focus on the first, simplest step. Just put on your shoes, that's all. Lace up your running shoes and get ready to go. This simple act of putting on your shoes creates a sense of commitment and makes it more likely that you'll actually go for a run. It's a small step, but it's a crucial one. It breaks the inertia and sets you on the path towards your larger goal. The goal is to show up, not to finish. The 2-minute rule is about creating a habit of showing up, of consistently taking small steps towards your goals. It's about building momentum and making progress, even when you don't feel like it. It's about establishing a routine, a pattern of behavior that becomes ingrained over time. Once you've made the habit of showing up, the finishing part often takes care of itself. The momentum you've built will carry you forward, making it easier to stay focused and achieve your desired outcome. The task is so easy, so simple, so undemanding you can't say no. It removes the mental barrier, the resistance that often prevents us from getting started. It's a way to bypass the inner critic, the voice that tells you you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll fail. By focusing on a task that's so small and easy, you silence that voice and create a space for action. And once you start, you often keep going. That's the magic of the 2-minute rule. It's a catalyst for action, a spark that ignites the flame of motivation. Once you've overcome that initial resistance and started working on your goal, you'll often find that it's easier to keep going than to stop. The momentum you've built will carry you forward, making it easier to stay focused and make progress. Let's look at a real-life example. David wanted to get fit. He knew he needed to exercise regularly, but the thought of going to the gym or embarking on a rigorous workout routine felt overwhelming. David had struggled with his weight for years, and he knew that getting fit would require a significant lifestyle change. The thought of overhauling his diet and committing to a regular exercise routine felt daunting, and he often found himself procrastinating and making excuses. So, he decided to apply the 2-minute rule. His 2-minute habit? What small, easily achievable action could he take to start moving towards his fitness goals? He knew he needed to find a way to break the cycle of procrastination and create a habit of taking action. He needed a strategy that would make it easy to get started, even when he didn't feel like it. Put on workout clothes and step outside? That was it. No pressure to run a mile, no obligation to do a full workout. Just put on his workout clothes and step outside his front door. This simple act removed the mental barrier and created a sense of commitment. It was a small step, but it was a crucial one. It broke the inertia and set him on the path towards his fitness goals. Most days, he kept going. Once he was outside in his workout clothes, he felt compelled to do something. He might walk around the block, do a few stretches, or even go for a short jog. The key was that he had already overcome the initial resistance and started moving. The momentum he built from that small action carried him forward, making it easier to continue exercising. 6 months later, he was running races. He had transformed himself from someone who struggled to get motivated into a confident and accomplished runner. David's story is a testament to the power of the 2-minute rule. By focusing on small, manageable actions, he was able to overcome procrastination, build momentum, and achieve his fitness goals. Now it's your turn. It's time to put the 2-minute rule into practice and start transforming your own goals into reality. It's time to take control of your procrastination and start building momentum towards the things you want to achieve. It's time to unlock your potential and start living the life you've always dreamed of. Think about something you've been putting off, a goal that feels too big or too daunting. Pick a big goal. Choose something that truly excites you, something that you're passionate about achieving. It could be anything: writing a book, learning a new language, starting a business, getting in shape, or pursuing a creative hobby. The key is to choose something that you genuinely care about, something that will motivate you to take action. Now break it down. What's the 2-minute version? What's the smallest, simplest action you can take to get started? Identify the first step, the initial action that will set you on the path towards your goal. Make it so small, so manageable that it's almost impossible to resist. Don't wait, don't hesitate, do it now. Take that first tiny step towards your goal. Don't let procrastination win. Don't let your fears hold you back. Take action now, even if it's just for 2 minutes. You'll be surprised at how much momentum you can build from that small start. Remember, tiny starts lead to big results. Consistent small actions performed over time can lead to remarkable transformations. Don't underestimate the power of compounding. Just like a small seed can grow into a mighty tree, small habits can lead to significant achievements. The key is to be consistent, to keep showing up and taking action, even when you don't feel like it. For more insights and strategies on habit formation, I highly recommend reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is a comprehensive guide to building good habits and breaking bad ones. It provides a practical framework for understanding how habits work and how you can use them to achieve your goals. It's a masterclass in how small habits create big change, how consistent actions performed over time can lead to remarkable transformations. Clear's book provides actionable strategies for making small changes that can have a big impact on your life. It's a must-read for anyone who wants to improve their habits and achieve their goals. So embrace the power of small starts. Start small, start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it will never come. Take action now, even if it's just for 2 minutes. You'll be surprised at how much momentum you can build from that small start. The key is to be consistent, to keep showing up and taking action even when you don't feel like it. Don't let big goals stop you in your tracks. Don't let the sheer size of your ambitions paralyze you with fear and overwhelm. Remember that every great achievement starts with a single step. Don't be afraid to take that first step, even if it's small and insignificant. It's the first step that matters most because it sets you on the path towards your goal. Instead, shrink them. Break them down into smaller, more manageable tasks that you can tackle one at a time. Ever tried to eat healthy with junk food everywhere? Your environment shapes your behavior. Willpower is limited. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Want to drink more water? Put a bottle on your desk. Want to run? Lay out your clothes the night before. Want to stop scrolling at night? Charge your phone in another room. Maria struggled to study. Her desk was full of distractions. She cleared it, faced a blank wall, and hid her phone. Suddenly, studying was the only option. Her grades soared. Your challenge? Look around. What's one habit you want to build? Change your space to make it obvious and easy. One small tweak can change everything. For more, read Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. Design your space for success. You have the tools, the 5-second rule, the 2-minute rule, and a better environment. Here's your blueprint. Cue, start, reward, repeat. First, identify your cue. A time, place, or event that triggers your habit. Second, when the cue happens, use the 5-second rule to launch into the 2-minute version of your task. Don't think, just move. Third, reward yourself. Say, I did it. Stretch or enjoy a cup of tea. This positive feeling reinforces the habit. Finally, repeat. Consistency beats intensity. 2 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a month. This loop, cue, start, reward, repeat, is your path forward. Stop waiting for motivation. You are the source. Pick one goal. Apply this blueprint today. Share your first step with someone. Your new life starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.